Okay, so let us continue to the next function. We have already seen how to sketch a constant and linear function. So next we are going to see how to sketch a quadratic function. Saya rasa semua orang familiar dengan quadratic function, which is kita ada dua basic shape. Kita ada senyum and sedih. Okay, so how to differentiate between these two? So senyum, if your A, this one, A is greater than 0, positive, or this one is if your A is less than 0, okay, negative x squared. So how to draw a quadratic function, how to sketch a quadratic function? There are 3 main steps, okay, which is the first one, macam biasa, we have to know the basic shape, okay, sama ada senyum ataupun sedih. So we have to refer to the coefficient of x squared lah. So the second one is you have to find the maximum and minimum point of your graph. Okay, so kalau dia senyum, you have to find the minimum point. Kalau dia sedih, you have to find your maximum point. So this is we call as minimum point, this we call as maximum point. Okay, so how to find the minimum and maximum point? We are going to use completing the square. Okay, completing the square, which is nanti bila kita buat completing the square, your graph will look your function will look something like this. We have plus minus a x minus h square plus minus k. Okay, so this is the shape. The plus minus dekat depan tu determine the shape. So this is h and k, that is going to be our minimum or maximum point. Okay, so how to find maximum or minimum point? We have to do completing the square. So you have to know how to do completing the square lah. Siapa tak tahu, make sure pergi study balik macam mana. Nanti saya akan terang jugalah dalam soalan. Okay, so the third one, macam biasa, we have to find X-Intercept and Y-Intercept kita. Okay, so let's take a look at the first question. Here we have fx equals to x squared minus 4x minus 5, for which x is in real number. So we know that this is our domain. Okay, x is in a real number, is our domain, which is from negative infinity to infinity. Okay, so the first thing is we have to determine the shape of our graph. So the point x square, we know it is positive, so the graph should be like this. Okay, senyum. Lukis, tak ada masalah untuk kamu lukis, tak ada masalah. Okay, I mean like conteng je dekat mana-mana. Kamu rasa graf kamu senyum, kita letak senyum. Kalau kamu rasa graf kamu sedih, kita letak sedih. Okay, okay, dekat basic shape ni pun kamu terus boleh buat kita punya completing the square. Okay, now we are going to do completing the square. So we have fx equals to x square minus 4x minus 5. So how to do completing the square? So basically salin balik the first one, x square minus 4x, and then this part plus b over 2. So your b is negative 4. So kita ada negative 4 over 2 square. Apa yang kita tambah dekat sini, apa yang kita letak dekat sini, kita akan tolak dia balik. Minus negative 4 over 2 square. And then we have negative 5 dekat sini. Okay, so ini pertambahan dia lah. Ni saya ajar sekali je completing the square. Make sure lepas ni tahu macam mana nak buat. Okay, so this formula is negative b over 2 squared. Okay, plus negative b over 2 square minus negative b over 2 square. So now we are going to factorize this part. Kita akan factorizekan. Bila kita factorizekan, dia akan jadi equals to x minus b over 2. X plus b over 2. Okay, apa yang ada di sini, kita akan letak di sini. So negative 4 over 2, dia akan jadi minus 2. Okay, squared. Okay, so apa yang ada di sini, yang di dalam ni, kita akan letak di sini. Okay, make sure you check if the question, if your function is negative here, this one should be negative. Okay, so yang di belakang, di sini, the rest of it, kita akan kira lah. So you have negative 4 over 2 square minus 5, and that will get us negative 9. Okay, minus 9. Alright, so that is completing the square. So this is our fx lah, yang kita dah simplifykan. Alright, so now the first step is done. Okay, we know the shape of our graph, we have the completing the square, so we need to find our minimum point since this is a smiling face graph. Okay, the positive graph, so this is a minimum point. So the minimum point here should be xk. Okay, so minimum point. So hk. So ini ialah x minus h. Okay, so x minus h equals to 0, x is equals to h. So we have x minus 2 equals to 0, x is equals to 2. So our x there is 2. Okay, so k kita ialah the whole thing outside, which is negative 9. Okay, so that is our minimum point. We have 2, negative 9. Okay, so we have the shape, we have the minimum point. Now the last one, we have to find the x-intercept and y-intercept. The third step is to find x-intercept, y-intercept. So we know how to find x-intercept is by letting your y equals to 0. Nak lagi senang, boleh je ambil terus dekat sini, or you can just factorize this, mana-mana pun boleh. So let's say kita ambil the original equation for x minus 5 equals to 0. So this one we factorize. You are going to get x plus 1, x minus 5, which is x is equals to negative 1, x is equals to 5. So there are two x-intercepts there. So let's find our y-intercept. Y-intercept is when x equals to 0. So we will have y is equals to, obviously if this one is 0, this one is 0, we are going to get negative 5. Okay, so now we have everything that we want. We have the minimum point, we have the x-intercept, and we have the y-intercept here. So let's just proceed to the sketching. Okay, so we do axis. Our axis here. Make sure, ingat saya cakap bila lukis axis terus tulis x dengan y. Okay, so the first thing we have to plot is our minimum point. Okay, the first thing you have to plot your minimum point. So we have 2 and negative 9. Okay, 2 and negative 9 here. So here is your minimum point. Okay, kita x kan dia dekat sini. This is 2, negative 9 is our minimum point. So now we know that the graph is a smiling face. Okay, senyum. So the graph should be looking like this, or it can be looking like this juga. So macam mana kita nak tahu? Berdasarkan kita punya x-intercept dan y-intercept kita. So x-intercept kita is negative 1. Negative 1 is somewhere here, 5 is somewhere here. So the graph should be looking like this. Okay, okay, kena tak? Kena. Okay, so this is negative 1, this is 5, y-intercept is negative 5. Okay, semua dah settle, x-intercept settle, minimum point settle. Jangan lupa kita labelkan the graph. X square minus 4x minus 5, all complete. Okay, so the first thing, if you want to sketch, you plot your minimum point first, and then baru kita tengok sama ada graph kita tu pergi dekat intercept yang mana satu. Okay, so whenever you sketch your graph, if the question asks for domain dengan range, let us put domain. Domain kita dah cakap awal-awal dekat soalan. So this is our domain, is a real number. Okay, so basically it is negative infinity to infinity. And range, range bawah ke atas. So tak ada function, tak ada function, tak ada function. Start dekat sini function kita. Okay, which is dekat sini ialah negative 9. Okay, it will be starting from negative 9 close sampai ke up sampai ke infinity. Okay, so that should be our domain and range. Okay. Okay, so that is for question number 1. So let's see question B. Tapi saya nak tukar sikit question B ni. Kat sini lah. Okay, saya nak tukar sikit. Make sure kamu tukar juga. Instead of x is in real number, padam-padam, saya nak tukar domain dia dekat sini menjadi, let's say, negative 2 x 3. Okay, ini saya nak tukar. Tolong tukar We have fx equals to negative 2x square plus 4x minus 5. Padam x is in real number, tulis x is between negative 2 and 3 included. Okay, so let's proceed. The first one is you have to find the shape, basic shape, maximum, minimum point, x-intercept, y-intercept. So the shape here is negative 2. So we know that the shape is sedih. Okay, sad face. Okay, so dah tahu the shape. The next thing is we have to do completing the square. Okay, dia salin je balik. We have fx equals to negative 2x square plus 4x minus 5. But please remember, if you have to do completing the square, your a must equals to 1. Okay, a mesti kena 1. So as you can see from here, a is equals to negative 2. So what we can do is we can factorize our a. Okay, jangan bahagi dengan negatif 2. Kamu tak boleh bahagi dengan negatif 2. Sebab bila kita bahagi dengan negatif 2, sini kena bahagi dengan negatif 2 juga. Okay, so what we can do is we can factorize negative 2. So we will have x square minus 2x plus 5 over 2. Okay, so negatif 2 tu kita biar kat luar. Kita akan settlekan yang di dalam. Okay, salin the first two. X square minus 2x plus b over 2 square minus b over 2 squared. Okay, so plus b over 2. So b here is negative 2. b over 2 squared minus b over 2 squared. Okay, jangan lupa yang belakang ni, 5 over 2 plus 5 over 2. Okay, so negative 2 kat luar tu biar sahaja. So now we are going to factorize. So the first 3 dekat sini, kita akan factorizekan dia menjadi, okay, kamu tak payah fikir-fikir susah-susah. Dia basically ialah x plus b over 2. Okay, and then semua kita squarekan. So kat sini kita ada x. Yang di dalam ni, hasil dia ialah negative 2 over 2 ialah minus 1. So dia akan jadi minus 1 squared. Okay, alright. So yang di luar ni boleh kira. So kat sini kita akan ada negatif 1 tambah 5 per 2, which is we are going to get plus 3 over 2. Okay, now baru kita masukkan negatif 2. We should get negative 2 x minus 1 squared plus, minus 3. Okay, minus 3. Okay, so that is our function after we completing the square. Okay, alright. So now the second step is to find the maximum point, because it is a set face. Okay, negative, so ia ialah maximum point. So next is maximum point. Maximum point, we know that hk. So here your h is 1. Okay, bukan negative 1 sebab ini ialah x minus h. Okay, so h kamu ialah 1 and your k is negative 3. So that is our maximum point. Okay, now we have our maximum point. So the third step is to find x-intercept, y-intercept. Okay, so now let's take a look at our x-intercept. We know x-intercept is when y equals to 0. Okay, cuba kalau kita guna yang ini. Okay, kita ada negative 2 x minus 1 squared minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, kita susun satu-satu. Minus 2 x minus 1 squared equals to 3. So we will have 2 ataupun x minus 1 squared equals to negative 3 over 2. Okay, so square pindah sebelah akan jadi square root. Tapi kita akan dapat square root negative 3 over 2, which is square root tak boleh jadi negative. Betul tak? Dalam square root tak boleh jadi negative. So here is the answer is undefined. Okay, apa maksudnya? Maksudnya apa? Bila kita tak boleh cari x-intercept kita undefined, it means that there is no x-intercept. Okay, there is no x-intercept in our function, in our graph. Okay, graph kita akan tergantung lah. So let's continue to find our y-intercept. So x is equals to 0. So y is obviously kita ada 2. 0 minus 1 square minus 3, and that should get us negative 5. Okay, negative 5. Okay, so now we have everything that we want. We have maximum point. We have, nope, we don't have our x-intercept. So we have our y-intercept. Okay, so let's sketch our quadratic function here. So draw your axis. Don't forget x dengan y. So the first thing is to plot your maximum point. So we have our maximum point is 1, negative 3. So here is 1. Here is negative 3. So here is your maximum point. Okay, here is your maximum point. Shape is sedih. Okay, so your shape should be looking something like this. Okay, so kita panjangkan lagi kita punya axis kita kat sini. Alright. So, since kita tahu tak ada X-Intercept, betul lah kan? Ini shape kita sebab ini ialah maximum point. So, dia takkan lebih daripada sini. So, the shape should be looking something like this. Okay. Oops, salah pula grafnya. Okay. Alright. So, here is our Y-intercept, which is -5. Okay. But please remember, tadi dekat first soalan saya tukar domain dia menjadi -2 and 3. X is between -2 and 3. So what does this mean? Apa yang kita boleh buat dengan benda ni? Okay, kalau kamu tengok the previous video dalam soalan linear tu, apa yang kita buat? Kita substitutekan value kita kan. So benda yang sama juga now. Instead of 3 je step kita ada the fourth step, which is we have to substitute the value of -2 and 3 dalam function kita yang ini. Okay, so let's quickly substitute. So this is the fourth step. We have x berapa? -2. Substitute into the function. Nak function asal boleh, function yang kita dah completing the square pun boleh, tak ada masalah. So we have -2 squared, -2 squared, lagi plus 4x minus 5 plus 4 -2 minus 5. Okay, so here you should get, okay, berapa kat situ? Sekejap ya, saya kira -2, 4 minus 8 minus 5. Here we should get -21. And the other one is f3, -3 square plus 4 minus 5. And here we should get -2 times 9 plus 12 minus 5. Here is -11. Okay, so let's plot x equals to -2. So here is x equals to -2. Let's say here is -2. Y equals to -21. Okay, kita sketch je So kita agak je lah. So here is -21, let's say. Okay, and then we have x is equals to 3, y is equals to -11. So here is 1. So 3 is somewhere here. 3, -11. Okay, macam tak kena je. Macam kena jauh lagi je. Okay, let's say -11 is here. Up, 3. Okay, so here is your 3. X equals to 3. Okay, so now ingat kita ada -2 open, 3 close. -2 open, 3 close. Okay, so basically apa maksudnya tadi? Apa maksudnya yang ini? Ini ialah domain kita. Selain daripada tu kita tak nak. So we can delete everything besides the domain. Okay, so this is our graph. Okay, so if the question give you the domain, give you the condition, we have to substitute the value of x into our y, and then we get the value of y. So you just plot, and then the rest of the graph kita padamkan. So this is our function. Okay, so domain basically apa yang kita bagi tadi, open, -2, 3 close. Now the range is bawah ke atas. So the bawah, from below start with -21 open, -21 open, atas ini termasuk sampai ke -3 close. Okay, so that is our domain and range for quadratic function with the condition or with domain given.